Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you doing? Welcome back to my channel, and I'm gonna try something a little bit different. I'm gonna do some interviews, and I thought it would be cool to start off with a band that I used to be in called We Are the End. And right here I have the founder, Brandyn Love, and then I have the vocalist, Spencer Aragon. So yeah, I've known these guys for a long time, and I originally, how I got into this band, well, at least from my memory, is I was at a Guitar Center in Brea, and I was just like fucking around on the guitar, right? And then Brandyn happened to see me, just like, you know, pointed out like, hey, I think I was playing like a Kill Switch Engage song or some shit. Yeah. And yeah, pretty much it was like,
I was being a weirdo.
Yeah. I really don't even remember exactly, but I do remember that we exchanged numbers. It was long enough ago to where, you know, it was like written down, you know, like the whole the pen and pad thing, which is a lost art to me, in my opinion. I miss seeing girls and shit at like, you know, an amusement park or whatever, and then you just let me get your number, and you can write on a piece of paper and shit.
I wish that still existed.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's like it really lost its. Now it's not even like let me get your number. It's like let me get your Instagram or something. What's your IG?
Yeah, that shit's terrible.
Yeah, it's
And then you instantaneously know who they are.
Yeah, it is. It's a little. I mean, it's interesting in that way, but it's not. There was a mystique to it, right?
I liked it when it was MySpace, where they were like Brandyn Suicide, you know what I mean? And they was like, oh, you're Brandyn Suicide, you know? But yeah, with the Facebook, it's not that.
Was that your MySpace?
No.
It wasn't. I was like, Brandyn Suicide.
No, I'm just saying, you know.
Not a big.
But yeah, it was kind of cool what MySpace, but when Facebook and Instagram came around, not so much. Kind of like died out, you know? But,
yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I want to do is I want to take you guys through, because We Are the End has been on a crazy, just, I don't know, ride. Just so many ups and downs. Yeah, there you go.
Many more downs and ups.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that know that this band is rose to like really big heights, and it was interesting to me that even when I was in the band, I was the drummer, and I always tell people that because I never wanted to be a metal drummer. Like I was always just like drumming because they were scarce, right? Ah, Jesus Christ. It was never my intention to be a metal drummer, and so I didn't really try hard and everything, and I really hate the recordings that we did. Like, you know, what the thing is that there's the songs up there, especially the one is 1,000 Bodies to Bury. It has too many fucking views on it to where like it kind of makes me cringe, because to me it could have been so much better.
It actually had.
I fucking hate those.
The songs had more. They actually had more.
Oh my god.
I mean, they actually had more views, but
that song got more views because of that fucking that fucking breakdown video. There's a breakdown video.
That's right.
And that song was the first song on the fucking breakdown video. Shout out to whoever made that.
That's
was like
right.
Mad years ago. But that was the first song of that breakdown video, and that video had like a million or something views.
I forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I kind of took some of the songs down. Oops.
Yeah, you had someone take it.
I kind of took some of the songs down off YouTube.
Like Portrait or
just
what?
A little bit of everything, to be honest. But
they're still probably there.
Yeah, like other copies.
So I wish I would have kept the songs up, but you know, unfortunately I took them down, you know. Yeah,
I mean, one thing that I wanted to do, because when Born of Osiris released, what is it called, the Eternal Reign?
Yeah.
They just remastered the new Reign, and I was like, bruh, I want to do that to the old ones just so I can like redeem myself. Like,
feel okay about it?
Yeah, because I swear to you, I fucking hate listening to that shit, because I just no effort, just no effort on my part, and there's parts like the timing's off in certain things, and there's even like big, like say what is it called, Whitechapel's The Somatic Defilement.
Yeah.
If you listen to that album, the fucking drums are off like a lot, and that's a huge album. So
I mean back in the days, Once Upon a Time having the song slightly off was kind of like it gave the songs kind of like an organic feel.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So like we didn't record with metronomes. It was literally just live, and nowadays things are different. Nowadays everyone's using click tracks and everyone's doing the over processed
everything,
songs. So we had to switch it up now. But definitely looking back at those songs.
Yeah, that's the reason I like that. That's the reason I like cinematic defilement.
I agree. It just really
human.
It humanizes the music. I totally agree with that. And it's even though like I feel like because even if I redid it, it wouldn't be perfect, but it would be much better.
I feel it.
And that's the thing where I was like, fuck, man, let's just like redo those tracks because it's just. I don't like a lot of people ask me, what did you do in that band or shoot me a link or something, and I kind of don't want to, I'm like, check this shit out that I wasn't a part of, like the newer shit, the stuff that got you guys signed, which is, I pretty much bounced from, and look, I wish this footage still exists, but the last show I played with you guys was, I filled in for bass.
Yeah, that was an awesome show.
Yeah, and it was Chain 2008, I think, did Incarpathy play that one too? Was that same show? I don't remember.
I wasn't in the band at the time.
Oh, okay.
That's when I was there about.
Yeah. So
that's when you guys had what's his name? I forgot it, but I didn't like.
Was that the same? Wait, no, it was the same show because it was recorded. There was Chain Reaction had the allages.com. They were doing live streams.
Oh man.
That video does not exist.
It doesn't, because I remember Destroy the Champion was on that. We were on that, and I wanted, just because I want to do a video of like cringing at old footage of me. I wanted to see it because I was like, man, I'm sure that shit looked awful to me.
Probably, I don't know where the fuck that would be, honestly. The archive somewhere?
I don't know who the fuck would have that or anything.
That's when you guys had Matt.
That show.
Never liked that guy.
Yeah.
He was always a dick to me for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the guy that was in
Upon meeting him, I remember meeting him at the alley, and he was
30.
like, I was not in the band at the time, and he was like, trying to make me his lackey, like, go get me a water.
No shit.
On some real shit, yeah. And I was just looking at him like, what the fuck is this guy? Like, I'm glad I'm not in this fucking band anymore. Like, fuck these guys.
We Are the End had gone through so many different memories. Even in that little time period of like 2006 to 2008 when I was in the band, I remember there was, what was his name? Micah? What's his name?
Mike.
Mike? There was the Asian dude that was singing with you. He was the one that recorded.
Mikey. He played in To Something Beautiful.
It wasn't. No, it was something.
To Something Beautiful.
Was that it?
Yeah, it was Something Beautiful.
Was that it?
I don't remember.
It wasn't To Something Beautiful.
No, it was something with the S. Something sign of something.
I don't know.
Whatever. Besides the point, but that
Sing of the End.
Sing of the End.
Sing of the End. I forgot about that shit, dude. God, my head's gonna fucking explode.
I knew it was an S.
My
That's why I was
goodness.
like,
dude, it's crazy, like just jogging the memory like this. And yeah, so he was one of the guys that was in it for a minute. Obviously, a little bit after we started jamming, we got somebody. I guess it was you was it Craigslist or something? It was you found Alex and Greg.
Yeah.
And so for a while it was me, you, Alex, Greg, Spencer, and then Mike, I guess. What was the piece for I guess 6-piece for a minute.
Yeah. We did 2 vocalists.
Yeah, because do vocal, which is, I understand that to carry so the load isn't as bearing on one person.
Yeah.
I understand that thing, which is the only time that can get complicated is when money gets involved and it's like, all right, we got to give this nigga fucking slice of the pie too, and he's not doing his, you know what I'm saying? Then it gets like kind of muddy and shit. I left in like around 08 or something like that, because I mean I was just like whatever.
I think it was like
Nah, it was like 07.
07.
Oh yeah, it was definitely.
It was like about to be 08 probably.
It was probably about to be 08, and then that's when I played bass for that one show.
Yeah.
And then I think that same year.
That was around.
That was when we were
in the Isles of Avalon and Kingdom.
Yeah, that's right.
2008 is when we did Dear Diary.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that was around the time, and that was the shit.
That was literally a revenge song. Like those songs were revenge songs from a history of basically me and Spencer have we've known each other since like first grade or second grade. So
Are you talking about As I Have One?
yeah, no. We're talking about Dear Diary and Sidewalks.
What are you talking about? I wrote the lyrics of that shit. You tripping?
No. So I was saying like those were revenge songs towards Alex.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
like, wait.
those were revenge songs towards Alex because
This is like a whole other story. Like,
Yeah,
there's like
yeah.
a million side stories and people that have joined the band. The old joke was that if we were to get together for a barbecue or a party, we would be able to fill up Dodger Stadium with as many members as.
Bruh, it's real shit. That
Yeah.
that was an ongoing joke. It
Yeah.
was. There was a lot of motherfuckers that were in We Are the End at some point.
Spitball. Start naming. Mikey. Fuck.
We had Victor from I Am Ghost.
Victor.
We had Ricky Hoover from
Suffocate, yeah.
We had
Kevin, the homie Kevin.
We had, Kevin.
Fuck.
We had Ryan, one of the members from Black Heart Eulogy. I can't remember the
Miles.
guy's name.
Some of the guys from Antagonist.
Oh, yeah, Roland, right?
Roland was in the band from Antagonist. Yeah.
So,
Phil from Misericordium and
Phil from Misericordium.
Figuring the Goddess.
Fuck.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Damn.
Quite a bit.
yeah, that's just like a fraction.
Yeah,
that's like a fucking fraction.
The thing I have a weird personality. I think my personality is
Sure.
It clashes with a lot of people because my ambition toward music is overbearing for a lot of people. I am literally eat, sleep, and breathe, my passion, and a lot of people can't keep up with it. I feel. So, yeah, it's I don't care about, at one point at least, I didn't care about marriages or having kids or, funerals or weddings and none of that stuff. It was just music.
This is true.
And,
I've actually missed weddings
so-
because of the fucking band.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fuck.
I mean, that's basically like that's how we were able to do the things that we were able to do because I work like a machine and no one can keep up with it. And the reason why we took a break was because that machine shut down. And so that was kind of like the setback with everything,
One thing I want to mention before we move forward in the time period, one thing we kind of forgot to get because with Spencer, when you left, and Greg and Alex left too, and then you guys formed In Carpathia.
Yeah.
And that was like a really...
That was Scandalous.
That was a really
That shit
interesting
was
time.
Scandalous as fuck.
I actually really enjoyed that band.
No, I mean honestly, the music was great. Other than the fact that it was stolen from me.
I will say this.
I was calling everybody for practice, and I was like, no one's answering. What's going on? You know what I mean? And I mean, honestly, I understand. Victor, the drummer, had a history of fucking over bands. And I had met Victor off of the Penny Saver.
Oh, okay.
This is before I even fucking.
Damn, Penny Saver. I forgot
Yeah,
about that shit.
the fucking Penny Saver.
I forgot about that shit.
I met Victor off the Penny Saver, and I was fucking 14, 15 years old. But yeah, I met Victor off the Penny Saver, and he came over. He basically was like, "Yeah, you're not good enough," and I was like, "All right, whatever." I started jamming with Alex and Greg and Spencer. We started We Are the End or whatever, and then next thing I know, I had bought a recycler, and then I found Victor again.
Oh, he was
and this time, at the first time he was a guitarist, and the second time he was a drummer, and he had already done a lot of big things with a band called I Am Ghost.
Yeah.
And he had got kicked out of that band for some Scandalous shit, and a bunch of other bands for Scandalous shit. I had heard about it, I heard rumors about it, but I was kind of like, whatever. I need a fucking drummer. Victor was good, so
yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, once he was in the fucking band, he manipulated Alex and Greg, to because I guess they wanted to change the style. They wanted to basically toss out 1,000 Bodies, Portrait, A Breed Unknown, and start all over again. And I was kind of like, no, people already like these songs, and you know what I mean. Like we got to keep playing them. You know, that's kind of the way it goes.
Yeah.
But they didn't like that idea. They were like, no, let's throw out the songs. So I was writing melodic riffs, and they were basically like, no, we don't like that. We don't like that. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm trying to be cordial. You know what I mean? And all the riffs that they were like, yeah, we don't like. They ended up bouncing and ended up using it in Carpathia. And that shit pissed me I mean, like, I'm gonna give Alex credit because he made the shit better. Like, yeah, I hate him because he made the shit better. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
yeah, let me just say one thing about Alex, man. Alex is a prodigy.
He is.
He was one of those dudes that when he was playing guitar as long as I was, he already mastered it. By the time, you know, we played guitar for the same amount of time. And I was just barely learning how to do some shit, you know, like, oh, alternate picking, I'm getting better at it. And this motherfucker's already sweeping and writing shit that people wanted to buy.
The neoclassical.
Yeah.
That's the fucking Yingwei.
Yeah, fucking, yeah, Malmsteen and shit. Yeah, dude, like, he was just killing it, and it was ridiculous. So, of course, when he got his hands on, like, riffs or something, he can definitely improve them, give it life, because in Carpathia, great band, fantastic band,
fucking awesome band.
They're still like going back and checking some stuff every once in a while. I'm like, damn, dude, like this is
the music has lasted over 10 years.
Yeah,
that's how good it was. Yeah, I'm gonna give him credit for it. Yeah,
it sucks when because there's a lot of talent in SoCal, man. And there's been a lot of bands, a lot of local bands that just never
fell off.
Yeah, like they just never, even like some local shit like. There's this one fucking like kind of post-hardcore kind of screamo band. I don't know what the fuck you want to call them. They're from my area, and they were named Phoenix May.
Phoenix May. Oh Phoenix my May fucking goodness, they were so good.
Dude,
holy shit.
Yes, exactly.
And they just fucking fell off. That shit pissed me off so much.
They made 2 songs, and then they fucked off. And I was like, dude, this is some of the best shit I've ever heard, ever. Like, it would have been one of the biggest bands, I think, in like
Close But Not Quiet.
Close But Not Quiet was a very good band.
Amazing.
Dude,
amazing.
fucking, what's that motherfucker's name? Wes. Wes. He raps, and he had one hit with the balls, Big Bag.
Yeah.
Big Bag. And I was like, dude, good for him. He just released some stuff recently because this one song, and I just to plug him, he has this one song called Highs and Lows, and it's one of my favorite songs, like, just out of anything. And the vibe, and I'm like, dude, this stuff is just in the area locally, and then they're just kind of like fucking off.
That's just kind of
he's working though.
I mean, he is working, but I mean, I'm like, bruh. Like it's just one of those things where I'm like, but I say the same thing about like all of us. I say the same thing about all of us, man. Where I'm like, what are we doing? Because you know, I'm like, okay, there's shit happening, but then it's like, I hate talking about myself in this way, but I'm like, we're supposed to be on a different level.
Up there.
We're supposed to be. We're supposed to be on a different level.
When it comes to that, and I feel like a lot of people won't expect that from us, because it's like we had that like. It was like right there in our grasp, and then we just fucked it over.
Yeah.
And I saw so many bands that are now still relevant, like Toward of the Tilla when they were nobodies. Around Carnifex when they were fucking.
That was I wanted to bring
like,
up.
Back when they were horrible. Like no offense to back when they were not Carnifex. Like they were like barely starting.
They were like a Black Dollar Murder ripoff band. No breakdowns at all.
Yes, dude, we beefed with Carnifex because of that. So I want to bring this up, and this is before. After that, we're gonna talk about getting signed to Metal Blade, but the Carnifex thing. I was pissed off because there was 2 obvious rip-offs.
They're still there. They're on Dead in My Arms.
Yeah, they're still there. I mean, it's their regular first album, EP thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But that one song, I can't remember what the fuck it was called, but it was a clear rip-off of Elder Misanthropy. Complete rip-off. And I remember we're at one of the shows, and my homeboy Alex, we call him Glasses, he went up to the guitarist, he's like, hey man, you ever heard of the Black Dahlia Murder? And the dude was like, nope, never heard of them. I just laughed. I was like, respect.
Oh my goodness.
Fucking respect.
Oh,
like,
man.
that is so blatant that it just made me laugh. But, dude, like I gotta give him one of my favorite tracks, because I really actually started to dig the fuck out of them their past 3 albums.
Definitely, I gotta give them props. They definitely grew as a band for sure.
They have that song Dark Days. Fucking that is there's a bridge in there. That is one of the most beautiful pieces of music that I really like. I was like, wow, like these motherfuckers have really turned into something that I'm like, I get why they have such a like so much stay force. Like they're still doing the deathcore thing with a little bit of black metal mixed into it, and it's just, it sounds so fucking good. And so props to them, man.
Definitely,
Like,
definitely.
Big props to them.
I give it to them too.
Yeah. I just want to put this out here for people to understand how big We Are the End was. Infant Annihilator, the band, like one of the reasons how they even got like the drive, Aaron, the drummer, that fucking machine, right? He posted on the Infant Annihilator, Jesus Christ, on the page in 2012 when they were just getting started, right? And like releasing Decapitation, Fornication, or whatever, and saying that, oh, We Are the End was like, oh, fuck yeah, they're getting back together because you guys were going to do some shit. And then it was like, they were the reason, like, the inspiration. And one of the earliest covers on the Infant Annihilator page before, it was just Aaron's page, was the fucking covers of Sidewalks and Dear Diary. And, like, that's crazy to think about because, you know, Infant Annihilator is fucking out there killing it, and people, you know, like, you think about that kind of influence, that's pretty nuts. But yeah, let me just step back just a little bit because, so, what year was it specifically when Metal Blade approached you?
That was 2008.
So I was
2008, but before Metal Blade, it was Victory Records.
Oh, Victory Records.
And I honestly, I wish I would have went with Victory Records just for the bands.
Oh, okay.
They were offering some rap money. I'm not gonna say an amount, but they were offering some rap money.
But they also gave us a lot of, not bullshit, but the way they were handling it, whoever was scouting us,
it was Brian at the time.
Nah, but that's when he ended up quitting, and then literally I remember the conversation that we had with them. I remember being like, I don't know if we're on a fucking speakerphone call or something.
Yeah.
As one of their reps, that because the guy that was scouting us at first quit. So now that he was they were left with all their paperwork that was about bands that they're about to sign, that they want to sign, and I don't remember what her name was, but it was an AR rep from them, and she was like, oh, I see you're on Brian's list right here, and your name is next to a smiley face. And I was like, that's it?
Oh.
Like you're not gonna do research on us? Our name was just next to a smiley face, and this is it? Like, all right.
Interesting.
Like, yeah, no, I remember this conversation clearly because it was just like what? Like, that signifies that we're worth something, or what? Like your smiley face?
I guess that's
like, that's the A&R cue.
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
Like,
I've never heard of that shit.
Yeah, I was like, that was when I was in the process, like, they didn't talk to us for like 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks, and that's when Metal Blade started talking to us because we were in the process of talking to Victory Records and getting to know them more and blah blah blah, and then that's when that happened, and he ended up quitting, and then in the meantime, that's when Metal Blade approached us, and I'm not one to know much about like I don't even remember how they approached us. Because I'm not.
It was like
I'm not a business person.
Yeah.
I was never a business person in the band whatsoever until like later on. But I was always just like we're a metal band. They want to sign us. Like, all right, fuck it, you know. Like,
I mean, that's fucking crazy to me. Like, Metal Blade's always been like top tier to me.
Yeah.
Well, the way for me it was like when we got approached, it was like I started thinking about all the bands that I love from there. Like Dollar is like still my favorite metal band of all time. And then you got then I started thinking about bands like Longevity and how they are on labels. So I started thinking about like Cannibal Corpse. You know, like, you know,
Behemoth
and
yeah.
And I started thinking about
one of the biggest bands that was dying at the time, and then fucking Amon Amarth. I was like, dude, this is the fucking pinnacle. I was just like, holy shit. I was like, and I wasn't in the band at that time, but I was like so fucking stoked for you.
You were the merch guy.
You're always around.
I was around and stuff, and I did when you guys did embark on the first U.S. tour. I did tag along as the merch guy.
Yeah, and ironically, I had like out of everybody, I had the most fun with you. Because you were the more willing to do it. You were the most willing to go out and do stuff or like explore and shit.
We definitely had a lot of fun, and we did a lot of hold on. Oh, wait.
Go around.
So the tour was when things started to get very, very weird, and there was problems on like everywhere. It was from what I remember. Okay, so David, the drummer.
Oh, yeah.
So David was a drummer from Graven Images, right?
Yeah.
And so he joined, and then there was Sean, the bassist.
Yeah.
because Alex and Greg were gone, and then I was doing merch, and then it was Justin, who's an old friend, who's
honestly Justin was like, I'm like Justin was my fucking guitar teacher, man. Like one of the many people that really taught me like guitar. Like he really fucking opened my mind, expand me as a writer, and he's the one who taught me how to alternate pick.
Okay.
And I passed that shit on to so many people.
Yeah.
You know, because it was very beneficial. Lucas Mann is actually one of those people that I taught how to alternate pick. But we're not gonna go into that.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about Lucas.
We're not gonna go into that. But yeah, I will never get that credit. But yeah, like he auditioned in like '08. Yeah, he was one of the people who auditioned for Wait back in the days, and I definitely taught him how to alternate pick at the audition. And yeah, but anyways.
But yeah, hey yo, so Justin, I don't think there was any issues, because I remember when we were on the West Coast, I don't really remember any issues. I think it was until we got to like the Midwest,
like
Chicago-ish, right?
Like, I think what happened was Justin had an episode of sleep paralysis. He was like, help!
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he had.
I filmed that.
He had an episode.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I had like there's like video of it.
He had an episode of sleep. He had an episode of sleep paralysis, and at the time, none of us understood that shit. Like we were all laughing at him, and he felt like, we're driving in like Colorado and like the fucking darkness through the fucking mountains, and he's sleeping, and we hear him like screaming help.
I remember it. I remember exactly what happened.
Fuck, I don't even remember that.
You don't remember that?
I remember because I was filming it. I was literally filming it. He was asleep, and I was taking down videos of I forgot whose camera it was.
And literally,
mine.
and literally like after that, like man, like he just like his mood changed. Like he just like kind of.
Yeah, because I remember he smoked weed once, and he didn't like you for smoking weed.
Yeah. That was literally I didn't start smoking weed until I was like what. Man, like
mind you this though. If we're gonna talk about Justin, he was straight edge.
Oh, yeah, okay,
that was
right.
That was definitely at the time he was straight edge.
He was, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We are the end. The band like pretty much disbanded. It was towards the end of the tour. Like there was, who left first? Was it Justin or you? I don't remember.
Justin
left first. Okay.
After the whole sleep paralysis thing.
Yeah.
And then later on, I got really sick, and there was a lot of upon me getting sick, there was already a lot of that weird shit going on. I'm not gonna really get into detail about it, but
there was a lot of tension.
A lot of tension.
Sure.
And then one of the main things, that really hit me when I was sick, my mom had been calling me, telling me that she was sick, and I didn't really know the extent of how sick she was. But when I was sick, that's all I can really think about. You know what I mean? It's like I'm like sick, and all I can really think about is like, why is my mom, a strong black woman, blowing up my phone, telling me to come home because she's sick, to take care of her. So, there was so much shit going on. I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm done with this shit. I need to go take care of whatever is going on at home that I'm basically like kind of curious about and I basically quit. I took a plane home, and then I found that my mom had cancer. I took care of her for a while, and it turned out that not only did she have cancer, but her husband was drugging her up and basically kind of trying to kill her for the insurance money. He saw an opportunity, with that with her being sick. So we had already went over the paperwork. I had a couple years before. It was a bunch of money, and she was basically like telling me like I was taking care of her, and she was like, yeah, don't let my husband take care of me because he's trying to kill me, drug me up with pills. And I started seeing it. At first I didn't believe it, you know what I mean, because I'm just like, why would he do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was kind of like I didn't want to believe like this horror movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah.
some Lifetime, you know, story, you know. But that was, you know, literally what was taking place, and that's literally what ended up happening. Is her husband ended up killing her, signed us off, you know, all this stuff and all this legal like marriage stuff, like kind of blocked us, you know, and the system's fucked up. But
Yeah, fuck yeah.
you
it
know,
is,
the system basically allowed it to kind of happen. So yeah, my mom was murdered, and so yeah, I took a huge step back musically, and it, you know, once the band started being pushed forward, it kind of fell apart once I kind of left, and then, you know, when I left, you know, Spencer kind of left as well.
Well, I kept going for a while,
for a little while.
and
right?
then I had my own demons to fight. We went on a couple more runs, and they tried filling another guitarist in from Boston. Shout out to Ryan, who was really cool.
I remember that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a really cool guy. He has some wild stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, the weird shit started happening even more. Money started getting put in weird places, and we were young. I didn't care about money. I was just, you know, trying to tour and experience shit, and, you know, just see the world for what it was. And
Yeah, I feel that.
yeah, like it was never about the money for me in any way, shape, or form. And then like my whole thing was like we came back from that first tour was like 3 months, I think. It was like 3 months, right?
Something like that.
It
Yeah.
was like 2 or 3 months. It was like 3 months, I think.
Yeah, it was almost 3 months, I think.
Yeah. And then we came back. We started touring. We went back like a month later. We did another tour, and then it was like that process for a while. And yeah, me personally, I got into a really bad headspace. I checked myself into the mental hospital for like a week before we were supposed to start a tour. Believe with Attila.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And they had a rush to find another like vocalist to fill in because, I mean, I honestly don't want to leave him hanging, but there's nothing I can fucking do.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's not.
My mental health is like.
Exactly, that's priority.
Yeah, and if people like, if you guys watching this or whatever, like know me for years, like I've been in and out of dealing with mental health issues for years, so it's not like it's been a private, you know, journey. But yeah, I was dealing with that, so I left. I didn't do like a week and a half of that first tour. Not the first tour, the tour with Attila, and then I met up with them for the tour, and I remember getting up to do vocals for the show, and just thinking like it was just like an instant like tiniest moment where it was just like I got up on stage, had the microphone in my hand, and I was just like, yo, this isn't for me anymore. Like the whole dynamic had changed. Like the Justin was in the band, and obviously like, and it felt so, I don't know, not fake, but it didn't feel like what it used to. I'm not saying like obviously Brandyn was gone, you know, and the other people that they had in the band, it just didn't.
Yeah, it was just kind of like
the whole dynamic changed.
Business band kind of thing, just to do it, keep it going. But it wasn't like.
Yeah, because like
it wasn't who they signed.
No, yeah, because like even after the fact, like when. Like I pretty much left like instantaneously right after that. Like that last show, like I finished the rest of the tour, and I was just like,
yeah, like,
you know,
you're done.
No, I'm out of it. And they tried carrying on with I forgot the guy's name. Is it Adrian?
Adrian. Yeah.
Adrian on vocals, and no offense to him, he does not sound like me. Did not sound anything remotely near me.
Yeah.
Not to say that he didn't have cool vocals, because. You know, his voice, everyone's voice is different, you know.
Yeah.
But
like obviously, like.
But when people want to see the band,
yeah,
like, they expect to hear a certain sound, you know.
And the label had expectations too.
Yeah, that was a crucial part of them signing us in the first place. Obviously, was the sound, because we have. I mean, you know, you go back and listen to our sound. To me, it always was an amalgamation of like Black Dog Murder with like some Devourment breakdowns, like slams. Obviously, we're listening to like bands like the Acacia Strain as well, and like, you know, taking influence from all these other key bands, and even bands like Dark Funeral will be thrown in there, but Darkest Hour definitely being an influence.
Yeah,
you can hear that definitely from Brandyn, especially Brandyn. Brandyn, his thing you can hear from him more than anything was the metalcore riffing. Yeah, which a lot of bands weren't doing in the deathcore. I mean, a lot of bands weren't doing it in deathcore, but not say they weren't doing it well. I just feel like Brandyn's playing was a little bit different than a lot of people's, a little more emotional in a sense.
It was a lot more emotional. It was something that was really missing from a lot of deathcore bands, or it was just it's like you have your let's say cookie cutter. Even though I love it, the cleansing, cookie cutter, Suicide Silence. No melody really, just basically breakdowns with some riffs that were inspired, were death metal inspired, which worked very well. Like I still listen to the album every once in a while. But something that like say that everyone to the hardest person, everybody needs to be stimulated emotionally, or with melody, like in some way. And then so people that listen to metal all the time, that's where you can get like your melodic death metal bands. And then so it's like taking metalcore and then putting in a little bit of groove and breakdowns and stuff. Like what a fucking brilliant idea. What a great idea. Like this sounds, and then throw it on top of lyrics, the type of shit that nobody's been talking about either. Like, oh, I can relate to all of this shit that you're saying, because I can't relate to I can't relate to Cannibal Corpse's fucking lyrics. Yeah. I can't to Whitechapel's lyrics. I can't relate to that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about fucking disemboweling motherfuckers. Like, come on. On that note, so We Are the End disbanded, came back a few times, did a few things in between. But now dropped a music video in 2017 where Spencer was was featured on it. Spencer did that, so it was like We Are the End came back for a second. But now 2019, what the hell is going on with We Are the End?
Take the lead, Brandon.
As of right now, I have literally I have a whole we have a whole album.
Yeah,
and
an album.
We have. I mean, we literally. We have a track right now that is ready to be released, but given just my current mental state, what Spencer's doing between his rap stuff and his priorities, we haven't released it yet. So yeah, I mean, and then I have some things going on, as far as like. An old band that I was in called Soulless is Suffering.
Let's not get into this.
Okay,
man.
so well,
you got some other beef and bullshit.
Okay, so I got some other things going on. You know what I mean? That yeah. So it just hasn't been released yet, but it's yeah. I do want to show a song that I have been working on. Just to kind of give you guys like a little idea, of my writing process. I take fucking forever. This song is not even done. It's like a skeleton still. Yeah, there's no hooks in it. It still needs a lot. I'm just gonna leave it as that. And but yeah, Derek will. Let you guys hear it.
Cool.
He will premiere it.
Well, back to that. Let me carry on. So yeah, there is music that we are currently working on.
Yeah.
So I'll just to paraphrase everything that was going on there. There may be some new music. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean. We've had songs written for years that we've just never touched.
Just never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like full-fledged like.
You niggas are like fucking System of a Down at this point.
And I must say, these are really good songs. Like, there's songs where I'm like, fuck, like, man, like, I want to listen to this shit. Like, if people love that old deathcore sound that we had, then they would love this shit. Like, it's not deviating from that whatsoever. It still has that flavor, Still has that melodic riffing with the heavy breakdowns, very existential, personal, poetic, heartbreak lyrics as always.
Yeah.
Because I think that's something that I've always wanted to encapsulate. Because just like we talked about earlier, no one I knew in the deathcore realm was doing that.
Yeah. Fuck no, they weren't.
And Brandon's playing just like, at least I try to accentuate Brandon's playing, especially with his riffing.
It's good shit, man. That's why that's why the band got to such a fucking height anyway. The music speaks for itself, so I'm going to wrap this up, and at the end of this, I will play the music. It'll be a great way to play it out, so like the skeleton, this little preview that you're saying. So I appreciate you all coming through. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, before we end the video, I do want to give a shout out to my roommate, Elliot. He has been helping me tremendously with the writing process and pre-production, and I do want to give a shout out to Kevin Bivens, who has also been pushing me, because you know, as a musician, I also suffer from mental illness, and you know, sometimes I fall. I need that lift, and those dudes have definitely been there for me to keep me going. So yeah, wanted to give a shout out to them.
Cool.
I also want to say shout out to two other people that I keep forgetting that we probably glossed over that were a key integral part of the band.
Yeah.
Little Mikey. Little Mike. Remember Mike?
Oh yeah.
Drummer Mike?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was the reason why Dear Diary's drums sound the way they do.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sean as well, obviously.
Oh yeah, and Jerry.
Jerry.
Oh yeah, Jerry.
Man,
Jerry Rivas. I do want to give a shout out to Jerry Rivas, because
he is a great hairstylist.
but,
He's a great barber. I would say that.
No shit.
Yeah. Love that guy.
Cool. All right, guys.
Can't think of anybody else off the top of my head that made it.
Whatever. We can write them in the comments. Fuck them. All right. Peace.